How's my hair? Hello, people of the earth, and welcome to another, how do I do this one? Spin it. It's a Chatty Ackie. Woo. That probably look really shit. Editing me does his best, doesn't he? Anyway, yes, this is another Chatty Ackie. We're on episode 5. I haven't got the best voice on me today, so I thought, what better time to record this video? But this is all about a video that should have been done ages ago, which is why I want to do it now, because, yeah, October's coming up, and I want to do some horror-themed Chatty Ackies, at least two that I have in mind. So, need to get this done now, out the way. Goodbye. And the bonus thing is, I don't have much to say on here, but obviously I took, this video is all about me going to Scotland back in August? Yeah, early August. So it's about time I got this video done. Flip. Okay. So I thought best to make this video now, because I don't have to say much. I'm a bit, but I'm fine. Otherwise, I'm still full of beans and ready to do this. Though, having said that, despite the fact that I haven't got much to talk about, the notepad of knowledge returns, and there's 6 pages of notes that I've taken to do this. That's probably why it's taken me so long, is I had to get everything down to cover. Originally I was just going to make a video not here, I was just going to make it while I was there, and obviously that didn't work out because I wasn't able to record everything and document everything, so and half of the stuff we did you wouldn't be interested anyway, because we were just on holiday. And when I say we, I meant me and Akkie's mum, who's also featured in this video, and she's about as crazy and wacky as me sometimes. And she'll agree with me, so don't say anything, Mum. So yeah, there's 6 pages of this, but don't worry, it's all very brief, and most of the talking will be done on when we were there itself. I decided to make this a Chatty Ackie. This wasn't originally going to be a chatty. It was just going to be a video of me in Edinburgh, up in Scotland, because that's where we went, and briefly to Perth, but all will be explained. So yeah. Itchy head. Where was I? So yeah, most of the stuff will take place there, but we'll come back here momentarily, because I've still got a lot of stuff to filter through. 6 pages of notes. I'll tell you when I'm on each page to know you when the end of the video is going to come up. Now you probably know from the time code. I'm hoping it'll be less than an hour and a half. But yeah, I've got a lot to cover, but not here. But how many times have I got to say that? See, this is why you don't let me talk, because otherwise I just keep repeating myself. This is bad. I've got a glass of water, because I'm a healthy boy, he says, while being really ill. So, obviously we had to get on a train, because I live in England. I'll show like a fucking map, and England more specifically, more towards the south. I'll just put a circle somewhere in that area. So we had to get a train, and obviously the train ride was ridiculously long going up. By the way, if you're interested in going to Scotland, this would be a first. This might convince you. Or if you just want to know, you'll get a good history lesson, kind of. You might get a history, not much of one. But obviously we went up there because I have a lot of history entangled in it, in terms of family heritage and good, but hey, we're good now. But you'll learn all the details, question mark, as we make progress in this fucking video, if I stop repeating myself. So let's go. So yeah, I apparently have footage of me in the train, so here it is.
Let me show you how it's done, man. Watch this. Come on, look at it done.
And then we got to the station, and I say things.
Hello, people of the earth. I'm in Scotland, known as Edinburgh. It's awfully noisy because I'm at a train station, and there is a train. Train. Probably can't hear a word I'm saying. Oh, there we go.
Don't worry, you could be heard past me. We're fine. But it was noisy there at that station. Very, very busy. But hey, it's like they said, the second largest station in the UK as a whole. Don't know what the first one would be. Maybe one in London or something. I don't know. Here's the picture of the beds. Hang on a minute, we're jumping the gun. So obviously the first thing we wanted to do, because the train took flipping, it was a good 7-hour journey, I think. So we were stuffed, we were exhausted because we've been doing so much walking. No, I'm just kidding. But we got straight to the hotel. Like, as soon as we could get there, knew where it was, we got there. And here's a picture, as I said, of the beds, of our sleeping arrangement, if you're that keen. I don't flipping know. There they are anyway. Here's some, I keep having to go, what's next? Because there's so much. Here's some footage of me in the room itself, and footage of those incredible beds.
Hello, people of the earth. I know I probably said it already, but you might not have heard it because I was at the station. I'm here with Akkie's mum.
Hello!
They'll only be able to hear you for now. But
can you hear me?
We're in the hotel room. And that's it. I don't know which hotel.
We're in the Holiday Inn Express, Edinburgh.
Right. Yeah, good. That's my bed there. That's her bed. We've also got... here she is. we got a fantastic view of Edinburgh. It's a car and literally that's what it is, because we're on the basement floor. It's like, oh, how thoughtful.
And there's a nice skip.
And there's a nice skip, so in case I want to throw anything away, that's where it's going. Here's the bathroom. It's me.
What happened?
No, it's a mirror. And here's me again. And that's it, pretty much. That's the room. Wait, nice television though. Same make as the one I have for my computer.
Yes.
So, yeah. The end. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to be filming next, but we'll be jumping straight to it.
Ancestral home.
Ancestral home. I don't know what that means.
It's our castle, just outside Perth.
We have a castle just outside Perth. Yeah, I said that in a video before we left, that we're going to Edinburgh so they can look it up, and then we're going up to Perth.
Yeah.
So that's where we went. Or going.
Home of the warlords.
Because they'll be watching us after we've kind of finished. In case of fire, try not to trample over all the people that are slow. That's what that says. Anyway, yeah.
I guess you can tell from what I said there what's going to happen next.
Nope.
Here are pictures of the local area. One springs to mind is this specific one I'll put here. I called it Craneville, I think I christened it. They were building something big when we were there, so Craneville. Right, we're on page 2. See, we're going to get through this quick. At least here I am. I don't know how long it's been on the footage so far, but yeah, it's going to go nice and quick here. You've just got lots of stuff to watch from Camera of the Past. I'm pointing to it. That's the camera right there. Right there, right there, right there. Voila. So next up we went on a big wheel, or more specifically a giant wheel even. I think that's what it was actually called. Here's some footage from us on the giant wheel.
We're on a big wheel, or more aptly named a giant wheel.
The festival wheel.
The festival wheel. The wheel festival.
Spectacular views.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
I've taken a few pictures of that, so that they'll see those as well. Oh.
Wow, look over there.
I'm gonna sit in the middle seat because fear of heights.
Oh, go on then.
Oh jeez.
Well, don't look, just film.
I'm just filming. That's because I thought if I just film, it keep me busy doing something.
Not looking.
I am not. Well, I am looking, but
Through the camera.
you guys can look at that, and I'll just fear of heights. Anyone? Oh dear. Look at that all the way down there though, that road.
Look at the castle.
I won't let me zoom in. I can't zoom in while it's filming.
Oh. Switch it off.
I'll stop recording and start again. Pretty. Look at that that tower at the end there of the road behind all the trees.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, no idea. I'm being very educational on this video. Here we are in Edinburgh. I don't know what the fuck anything is.
I think over the other side of the castle might be the Royal Mile.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The Royal Mile.
Maybe we should go and explore.
We should go and explore. And then we're going to go and get, or I'm going to go and get drunk in that place down there.
Yeah, it could be a late night.
Well, I wanted to do this. We're not moving. We're just slowly turning around. I'm not moving the camera. We're just slowly turning around. Look, bar's perfectly still.
This could increase tourism to Edinburgh.
This could increase tourism to Edinburgh. Come to Edinburgh and ride on a big giant wheel, especially at night. I've taken a picture of all those cranes as well. I'm going to make a joke about it.
It's lovely up here if you...
And we're coming back down again. Hello, bar. Say something, bar. Okay, don't say anything.
German sausages and hot waffles in there.
Woo! I'm not going to have any money left by the time the night's over.
Oh, what? I didn't mean I was going to buy it.
Oh, I think we're going back up again. Yeah, what time is it now? It's about 9:36.
So it does stay lighter.
So it's we've concluded, me and Mrs. Akkie's mum have concluded that it's actually going to be brighter here later at night because we're more northern.
Yeah, and it's like Iceland.
It's like Iceland, only gets like a few hours of night. So yeah, we'll have much longer days up here. That's the train station where I first started filming. It's all very compact around here. Like they've just sandwiched the city together. There you go.
And then we ran into a problem.
I'm in bed now, but my mum was trying to work the television and she doesn't know how. So I'm going to help her out by getting out of bed. We're going to go and sort out the situation. Hello. This is the television that is causing the problem. Were you looking at buttons on the side? Oh look, it says things. Source, menu, volume, power. It's the bottom one. Did you press the bottom one?
Yeah, I pressed all of them.
You pressed all of them?
Yeah. I probably switched it on and switched it off again.
Yeah, ninny. Well, it doesn't seem to be coming on either way. Let's try with the remote. Maybe they don't do that. We're coming on. This is the remote with lots of pretty buttons. Don't know why I said them they were pretty, but we'll go with it. No, he's not doing anything. I don't think we can have the telly on though.
It needs to be switched on at the wall.
What do you mean at the wall? Well, where's the... Let's investigate. Ew, this looks like a power cable. It's plugged in. Well, that's maybe just the aerial. That looks like the aerial, to be honest. There's no plug. This TV's not plugged in.
It's not plugged in?
Go and complain to someone. It's not plugged in. How dare they? Oh well, there's your problem. It's not plugged in.
Oh, heck.
Do you want to go and complain to someone? Mrs. Teabag?
That's about the last thing I want to do. I've got no legs.
Oh, no legs.
Legs are all gone.
They look like they're there to me.
They don't feel like they're there.
Oh, okay then. Got all numb, have they?
Yeah.
How are you standing up?
Oh, I don't know. I'm defying gravity.
In case of a fire, don't feel your numb legs. I'm going to make jokes about that all week.
What?
In case of fire. Over there. In case of a fire, run for the hills.
Is it saying stupid things that people must have already done?
Probably. If you discover a fire, raise an alarm at once by breaking the glass of the nearest fire alarm break glass point. On hearing the alarm, leave the building at once quickly and calmly by the nearest available route. Escape routes are indicated by green signs. Proceed to the assembly point. Where's that one there? It's going all blurry. Oh, whatever. We're just jumping out that window out there where the curtains are now.
Yeah, we'll have no problem.
No problem. Because the floor's right there.
I think we were on the 7th floor before.
By the way, I am drinking. But this is a bottle of Pepsi when I asked for Coke. So that's a good thing. And there's whiskey in there. Of course the blimmin' is. And we've just had a walk around and completely shat ourselves to death. So, not literally though.
Well, some of us are very old.
Yeah, me, out of the two of us.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'm 30 years older than you.
Ouch. That's old. I thought I was the old one in the family.
Well, in some ways maybe you are.
Anyway, I'm going to turn off for night. For the night. Turn off for night. Getting slowly translated into Indian over here. Turn off for night. Peace. I'm being stupid. I'm just going to, well, what's new really?
Because you're drunk.
Well, not yet. I've only drunk a smidgen. What, it's done that much to me?
Well, you had whiskey earlier.
I did have whiskey earlier. We had a nice burger as well, didn't we? Nice big.
It was nice.
Very chunky burger.
Too big.
Too big. So yes. Well, we'll see what tomorrow brings. Can't talk anymore, so I'm going to shut up. We'll see what tefuffle means brings. Well, actually, I don't know why I'm saying because you're going. Tomorrow is now. Look, we're going straight there. Ping.
And now, as I promised earlier, in the hotel room, we are off to Perth. There's another however here, so I'm just going to say however.
We're currently in the deserted station of Perth. Pretty deserted. How flippin' empty it is around here. I don't think she got the idea there, Mrs. Akkie's mum. I just pointed at the camera to say I'm in and kind of recording, and she's like, eh. Empty.
So yeah, I was guessing from the notes here. I haven't actually put it in because that's probably reminded me is that station was flipping empty as all hell. Why? I know there's a lot of local areas that are, you know, many little small places with train stations are usually fairly empty. Perth is a big place. Look at where it is on the map and how big it is in compared to everything else. It's a big place, so why is the station so fucking empty? So, yeah. Also, when we got there, it was about a 2-hour train ride, more or less, from Edinburgh to Perth, because Perth is more north, because Edinburgh's like here, and Perth is up there. So, and I hadn't had anything to drink, so I was like, I need a drink. And we found a machine. This is a story I can tell that I didn't say on there. We found a machine that obviously dispenses things like a beverage. And I put some money in. I think it was £2, which is a lot considering I thought we were up in Scotland, but I don't like using much money. It's like, with prices like that, no wonder. I mean, most machines down here cost less than £2, I think. The other cool thing about Scotland, of course, is if you have English money is accepted up there because we're all part of the same family, and vice versa. So if they give you change of like Scotland notes and Scotland change or Scotland whatever money, you can use it down here, because I did, because I got some change. Obviously I don't have it with me now because I've spent it. I would have shown it otherwise. But yeah, it's not that different. But yeah, it's all applicable currency from Scotland to England. You can use it wherever. So that's cool. Didn't have to have an exchange or anything. Like if you were going to France and Germany and whatever to get it changed into a euro, or if I was going to America, we get it changed into $1 or whatever. So yeah, so I put the money in the vending machine, and the vending machine just went. In other words, it didn't do anything. So yeah, so we had to. There was like a coffee shop nearby, and we informed them that, you know, excuse me, could you get the money back out, please? Because I've just spent £2 just to look at a machine going. So I want it back. When I was expecting a drink, and it was out of order. So, but they hadn't put a sign up. Please note that I didn't see a sign on there saying out of order, and said, yeah, put £2 in there. So yeah, and then later on when we came back to the station a bit later, there was a sign saying out of order. It's like, we did that. So yeah. From the dead station, where the undead go to die, that station in Perth, we went to an equally dead bus station. And we found some pigeons, or pigeons, if you like. While waiting for the bus, here's some footage of that.
Pigeon.
Yeah, the clue is in the first bit of the name.
We're at the abandoned bus station now. Because that's what I said when on the camera when you were walking away. I said, we're here at Perth, the abandoned
The
train station.
That time forgot.
Yeah, it's like there's nothing there. There's nothing there either. But a bunch of hungry pigeons. She said she wasn't going to give any to them, and then there was only one here, and then she put some down, and then a whole flood of them came down. And now she just can't stop. Look at that pile. And there's my drink. Oh, bye, guys.
Oh, well, we're having lunch.
I'm dropping everything here. Obviously, I'm going to be drinking this, guys. Oh, you guys don't want to eat this? Okay then, that's the camera case. Here comes a... No, it's not. Oh, that's enough of this boring scenario.
I'm on page 3. Page 3 of 6. We're getting through this. So what does this say? So finally we got to the castle. Get ready, this is my castle. Okay, well, it used to be. Not anymore, but we'll explain why. But yeah, my family or my ancestors or whatever used to be in this place. I know it's not what you're expecting in a castle. But trust me, it's a castle. It's more commonly known now as Hunting Tower Castle. You can try and hear my mum on the footage. Akkie's mum is trying to talk while I'm just being ADD. Just looking around and stuff. I don't care. But you can hear her, I believe. So, so there's a lot of footage inside the castle. So we'll play that now.
I'm going to have to record this up here because there's a light glaring on it. Because if I do that, what is that?
Yeah, I don't know. Shall I stand by the window?
You can stand anywhere you want.
Well, it's got the light, I mean.
What? I thought you were going to read this.
Well, I've read a bit of it and I'm blocking the light for you. Is it working?
No, it's not. I don't know, that's probably from that window up there.
Yeah, probably.
Which the camera is capturing so beautifully. Yeah, see, this is my Ackieforest. This is going to be a new thing. This is my last name. So I'm part of the family. Go me. It's a horrible last name to have. I love it.
Look at that.
Hmm?
Read that.
Did you know? Can we get that? Following the Gowrie conspiracy, events became stranger still. The dead bodies of his brother were tried for high treason in Edinburgh, found guilty, then hanged, drawn and quartered. Parliament abolished the name of Ruthven. So I've got to pronounce it the proper way. Ruthven. I say Ruthven down in England land. And confiscated all of the family's lands, so we lost it all. Oh dear.
Look at that picture of Edinburgh in the 1600s.
Yeah, it doesn't look like that anymore. Yeah.
See, they were real swines, weren't they?
Yeah, we were real bastards.
Literally in some cases.
But we bettered ourselves, right?
Yeah, we did.
How did we better ourselves?
Well, we had an ancestor called George Ruthven, or Ruthven,
Yeah.
who was a Bow Street runner.
AKA police.
Which were the forerunner to the police.
Yeah, they became...
He was an international spy.
Yeah.
And he got rewards from the Russian government, etc., for uncovering fraud. And he also, with his colleagues, stopped the cabinet of the day being murdered. Would he bother now?
Not with Boris. Who'd save his hide? He's England's answer to Donald Trump. A lot of Americans maybe are going to hate me for saying that, but he's doing a lot of good things for America, just not internationally.
So this,
here's the view right here.
This place was originally known as the Place of Ruthven.
Yeah.
The castle was built by the Ruthvens, later Earls of Gowrie. Following their downfall in 1600, it passed into the hands of the Murrays, Earls of Tilly-Bandine and later Dukes of Atholl. It was visited several times by royalty, not always by choice. Mary Queen of Scots visited with Lord Darnley in 1565, soon after they married. In 1582, their son James was held here against his will by the first Earl of Earl of Gowrie in a famous episode known as the Ruthven Raid. In 1600, the third Earl was involved in the equally bizarre Gowrie conspiracy, and the Ruthvens were disinherited and their castle renamed Hunting Tower.
That's why it's called Hunting Tower Castle now.
We need to look for that strange face that looks down on visitors from the painted ceiling in the East Tower.
Oh yeah, we're going to look at that in a minute.
Look, see,
I
that's
think
how
we've
it
got
looked originally.
other people here too.
Good.
Oh, also, let me just take a shot of this. So, hey, anyone want to take a poo? Because that's what you would have taken it. That would have been uncomfortable to sit on.
Horrible.
Don't heat it up, or would you get grilled?
Yeah, you have a stripy bottom.
Burger bun bum. Oh. Scared of heights.
Yeah, you're all right now.
Yeah, I'm looking down. They always say don't look down if you're scared of heights, but it actually kind of helps because you can see your feet.
You've got to do whatever it does to help. Now, you see, you need to fill in the visitor book, especially as you're a Ruthven.
Oh yeah, let's do that. What's in this room also? Oh look, all at the top, all at the top. So, what was the story for this room? Because it was interesting, because they've only recently found this. I think they said 1830.
Because of woodwork.
No, not 1930. Was it 1930? 1930 they found all this stuff because it was all blocked off, but then they had a problem with the, what was it? Woodworm. And then some of it fell off because there was like a stuff all blocking this up.
And it has not been retouched. That is exactly how
that is exactly how they've left it.
Because what was on it preserved it.
Yeah, but that's been woodwormed to death.
Oh, 1913, not 1930.
1913, oh, still close enough. 1913.
It had pine panelling and plasterwork. Painted wall plaster dating that dates from the early 1500s.
So they found this more or less 100 years ago, give or take. That's how recent this is compared to how long this place has been standing here. There's carvings on the wall there, is that supposed to be a thing?
So that painted wooden ceiling comes from 1540.
1540, all that up there. We're supposed to be finding a face, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, where's the face? It's like flipping Where's Waldo? Or Where's Wally if you're here in the UK.
This is one of the oldest tempera painted ceilings in existence.
When you see it, you'll shit bricks. This face.
Its construction is unusual. The joists normally span the room from side to side, and not length to length, as they are here. And its decoration is unique.
Yeah. I was going to say, actually, just think about way back when.
Yeah.
Because I've already said this to you, but I haven't said it for the camera. But just think about all of this stuff you can see out there wasn't there when this place was built. That
wasn't even here
That
last
was
time
all. Yeah, there you go then. That was all greenfield and whatever. And
there's even Ruthven Field over there.
yeah, Ruthven Field over there. my field.
So the ceiling panels are ornamental with a knotwork.
A little bit of wood.
A knotwork pattern.
What's this? The
white background.
got a serving hatch here. They just dropped the food down.
So one panel, however, shows a running stem and leaf pattern.
Yeah.
The designs on the joists are in three simple patterns and are carried out in black and white on a red background, and white on a black background.
You want to have a lie down?
Yeah.
All right, come over here.
The supporting beams are ornamented with leafwork of pear-shaped fruit, squirrels and animal patterns.
Bit darker,
The
aren't
left side of the central beam has a hound, a dragon-like head and a lion with a human head.
So we would be in, I'm guessing, maybe this room here. Yeah, so because we came out onto the second floor.
So,
Excuse me.
visible in the small west window is a hare or rabbit. as well as designs of branches, leaves and grapes in black outline.
Where?
There is a running deer, part of an angel,
Oh, that tiny
and the
window.
outline of a nude figure with hands held in fear of supplication.
Oh.
Perhaps a representation of Adam or Eve's expulsion from the Garden of Eden.
Yeah, get him out
The
of there.
window is a lion painted in red. Other painted fragments include a bird amidst luxuriant foliage next to the large south-facing window. Traces of painted wall plaster also survive in the West Tower's first floor. Have you found the strange-looking face yet?
No, but I found a strange looking rug that you can lie on so you can admire all that up there.
Well, do it then.
Or not. We can just admire it like this. Never seen no face though. They're lying to us about the face is a lie.
Well, let's have a look for the face.
Anyway, moving on. And then if we find the face, we'll get that. I'll take a picture of it. So I've just climbed up these horrible stairs because I got a fear of heights, and I was in my element there. But we're up on the next floor. Hello, Mumsy.
Hello. This is the story.
Fancy meeting you.
Fancy meeting you. This is the story of the Maiden's Leap. The space between the battlements on top of both towers is known as the Maiden's Leap. The story of how the 2.7 metre, 9 foot in other words, gap got its name is told by the 18th century traveller and naturalist Thomas Pennant. It involves Dorothea Ruthven and her lover John Weems of Pittencrieff. A daughter of the first Earl of Gowrie was addressed by a young gentleman in the neighbourhood. Her family, though they gave no countenance to the match, permitted him to visit them and lodged him in a tower, near another in which was the young lady's chamber, but up a different staircase, and communicating with another part of the house. The lady conveyed herself into her lover's apartment, but one of the family, having discovered it, told it to her mother, who, cutting off, as she thought, all possibility of retreat, hastened to surprise them. But the young lady, hearing the well-known footsteps of her mother, ran to the top of the leads, that's the lead roof, and took a desperate leap over a chasm of 60 feet from the ground, lighted on the battlements of the other tower. Once descending into her own chamber, she crept into her bed. Her mother, having in vain sought her in her lover's chamber, came into her room, where, finding her seemingly asleep, she apologised to her for her unjust suspicion. The young lady eloped the next night and was married.
Hey.
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 A happy ending.
A happy ending. See, fairy tales come true. More serving hatches. Oh, more toilet. Someone's been able to go in there. Just in case of a fire. I don't think those benches were there back in the day. Back in the day. The camera hates the light coming through. I just kicked a stone. Let's play football. Oh God. Yeah, I was close to the spiral staircase there. Flipping, I almost lost my balance because I can feel it. I stumbled over. Oh God, I'm terrible with heights. That's enough of this place anyway. Well, I'm on the roof. Mum's gone the other way because I am not going there. But yeah, there's a view down there for you. I'm not looking, I'm just putting the camera there. And the back. Ooh. Well, I feel a bit more safe rather than coming up the spiral blooming staircase. God, if you have a fear of heights, that is not a place to be. I literally had to crawl up on my hands and knees, and in doing so I almost damaged the camera that I'm filming this with, and had to take the battery out and put it back in again because it wasn't turning on. It was like, no, you've damaged me now, I'm screwed. Hello. Oh God.
Hello.
What's it like around there? Because it looks like it's going to be exactly the same around here. We got a flag flying. It's a very Scottish flag. Yeah. Can I have a... Here, look, I'm going to do this.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Whee! Anyone else scared eyes watching this? They're not flipping here. Grow a pair.
Want to come around this way?
Saying I can't watch that bit was when he puts the camera over the side. Oh God. Right. What about over this way? Well, I've already seen that bit out the window, but yeah.
Give me a wave.
Hello.
Oh, what's happened?
What's happened?
Right, give me a wave again.
Can I sit on the roof, or will it make a hole in metal fall through it?
Oh, I don't know. Hi, lovely.
Ooh, put-a-put-a. Yes, you will. Oh God. Yeah, this is really close. Oh goodness. That's really close. Right there. Hey guys, how about that view? Well, that's the spiral staircase. Luckily there's a door in the way, so I don't feel that bad, but there's a nice little hole in there too. I should not be here. I'm going to stop filming so that I can grip something. Is this part of the building again?
This is, well, let me see.
Well, you just said it. Say it again.
What about linking it up?
Yeah.
Right, so this was added in the late 1600s.
We've come from all the way down the spiral staircase, and I don't know what I look like. what do I?
You look fine.
Do I? I feel like I'm sweating a bucket.
We've already been up there, haven't we?
Yeah, we walked up there, and I had my first heart attack. And then I've had several others throughout this. Bit mold there. Got to get that out on film.
Yeah, see there's working on the extension.
Yeah. Which is no longer here, I gather. No. What used to be is no longer here. Getting into Russian now. Yeah, this is not here anymore. Dear me. Where we going, Ash? Big door. Very big door, actually. The size of this door. That's that's the top of there. I'm 6 foot, and I'm having to reach up. This is where my head is. How big comparison. Why they got such a big door in here? Let's go and ask the expert. Oh, the expert. They got a huge door in there. Why they got a huge door?
We'll have a look in the guidebook.
Like, surely it's huge. There's a guidebook. Holy smokes. Oh, thank goodness we're on solid ground. Back on the floor. So, what's the update on the door?
Pardon?
What's the update on the door?
Alright, this door that Ackie is going to show you is known as the old door.
Yeah, not riveting stuff.
No, it's really not. We think it might be the way out.
So it used to be the way in, and then they made the other one, because we came in... You got that map?
Somewhere.
Today?
Somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Is that it?
No, we can't see it, but yeah, it's round the back. There's like a, there, look, there's like a stairway into, and then there's a door going into the place. That's the new one, and that's the old one, so I'm guessing.
There's the plan of the
But
threaded roof.
there's the story of the door, which isn't interesting at all.
Old doorway there.
Old doorway, yeah, right there. I can't focus in on it. It says old doorway. You can make that out. Shut up. So there's the end of that boring story. So there's the other side of the old door, and now I can show you the new door, which is this is the way we came in. And it's a big building. It may not look like it's big, but it's big. I've been up at the top of it, so you should know. I made you look over the edge. Ha ha ha, I'm evil. Taking more pictures, are you?
Yeah, I've got you in one of them.
Oh, super. Make sure the lens doesn't break then.
Well, I thought I should do that. I should take a picture of me in this.
Now we're back on the boring train from the boring, desolate train station known as Perth. And we're heading back now.
It's quite quiet, isn't it?
It's probably sure to get noisier. So yeah. Ta-da!
Also, here's a pic of the family tree that was there. It was like a gift shop, and you can actually buy one. And the woman in there was very nice. I forgot what her name was, but it was a nice name. But not nice enough for me to remember. I hate it when that happens. But yeah, she was very nice. And then my camera decides to cut out mid-sentence. So yeah, she was very nice, and she's into the history of the place, and she was blown away that we were ancestors, with the last name being Ruthven. So now you know Akkie's last name. You don't know his first name, though you might know his first name. But he's not going to tell you right now, because he hates his first name. That's why he wants you to refer to him as Ackie. So, yeah. My mum probably hates that fact. It's like, why don't you like your actual name? Because it's too common. Do you know how much trouble that caused me at school? It was like, when the teacher called my name, it was like half the hands went up in the air. She even mentioned my name inside the castle there, and I've had to cut it out. You'll probably notice when. Don't know. It was when we were looking at the old door. She went, my name, and then she went, oh, sorry, you're recording, I'll say Ackie. I went, thanks, Mum. Yeah, there's a family tree in there. Obviously it doesn't go all the way down to me because it was made way back when, but that's how vast it is. It's amazing. So we were big, quote unquote. Who do you think you are? I put a note in there saying, and then we went inside, but there's no point in that now because I've already shown the footage. Getting all backwards here with my notes. We did not find the face that was in that room, even when the camera wasn't running. I don't know. But whatever. I think it was actually in a different... It was on like one of the walls. I'm not entirely sure of memory. And here's a picture. I found a wild Akkie's mum on the floor. Here she is. we had a spiral staircase to deal with as well, and my fear of heights didn't go too well on that front. Oh well, that's probably in the video already, so we'll move on. Here's a nice nighttime picture, although I think I've already taken a few nighttime pictures. Here's another one for you, just fucking look at it. And we're back in the hotel. Page 4.
Hello. Hi. So, Akkie's mum is not here at the moment, but she's gone to sort a few things out. We've come back. It's the end of the day. Sorry I didn't do anything else, but we went on a what's called a ghost walk. So you can only imagine what that fucking entails. But that was really fascinating, kind of like a history of Edinburgh, which is where we are, obviously. But yeah, well, it's got a dark history, and yeah, we went to several very spooky places. I didn't take any pictures because the powers of suggestion are strong, you know. I don't want to see any faces that I didn't see there in my camera. But yeah, she's gone to sort out this thing, because this thing is supposed to be like the heater, and we can't seem to get it working. Yeah, like it doesn't work. And also we don't have a plug for our television. We still haven't sorted that out, so we're going to sort it out now. Oh look, there's my switch. I've been using that as a television instead. So that's what she's going to do, but yeah, so that was fun. We had a little ghost walk with a guide. He was really fun, and had a really interesting name, to say the least. But yeah, that was cool. Sorry I haven't got any footage of it, but I'll probably talk more about it when I'm back home on the, because this is going to be a Chatty Ackie episode. Fuck it. This is the point where I decide it's going to be a Chatty Ackie. Okay, right. Episode 5 has been taken over by Scotland. But yeah, it's been a very atmospheric day, going to the castle and being in there, and you could smell it. It had a weird musty smell, and the places we've been for the ghost walk were kind of a bit musty. It was all underground, or some of it was underground, and we went through a graveyard as well, and lots of spooky things have been said but didn't happen. Although me back in homeland, I guess we'll call it that, me back on the chair, I guess we'll call it, go back to me on the chair now. And he'll talk more about something I experienced, let's say. Eerie. Otherwise, that's all I've got to say for now, so on to the next day, I guess. Yeah. On to the next day. I'm going to be doing a lot of crazy fun things tomorrow, so yeah, should be good. Anyway, there's my bed, covered in stuff. So I'm just going to go and have a lie down, because I've been walking all day. Well, pretty much. I mean, we stopped a few times to have a drink, but you're not interested in that, are you? Back to the sofa for the strange story. The sofa. It's an armchair, Ackie, you flipping idiot. Back to the armchair.
Thanks, past me of the past. So yes, so yeah, we went on as he said, as past me said, we went on a ghost walk, which is really cool. And we are venturing off into the horror months, but don't worry, things won't get that spoopy with this story, though it depends on what you class as spooky or spoopy or whoopy, any one of those terms. But yeah, we went on the ghost walk. The guy there was really fun, the tour guide. Then we were taken to some very interesting places around Edinburgh in the town itself, and he took us to a graveyard, you know, and it was getting dark. It was like, I think we started the tour at like 8 o'clock, so it was getting that time of in the day where it was like the sun was setting. So by the time in the graveyard, it was all light within, well, it was orange light because, you know, sunset or whatever, it was going down. And by the time we got to this other place, which I've had the story to tell, it was proper full-on dark. Yeah, and the powers of suggestion were definitely strong. I didn't take a lot of pictures, in the fear that if I look in one of those pictures later on, there's someone staring back at me, because that's what the tour guide, I need to talk more about him because I've forgotten his name, but he had an interesting name. But he was really fun. Not necessarily completely Scottish. I mean, he didn't sound heavily Scottish, but obviously he probably lived there and was into it and whatever, because obviously why would you do that job? But he was dressed rather eccentrically, like back what you would dress like in Scotland back in a long time ago, kind of dress, kind of Victorian age kind of looking. Really big socks going up to his knees, you know, that kind of thing, and very, very fancy shoes. But yeah, he would do things to get your attention for sure, we would be standing next to doors or next to walls, and he'd be knocking on it with he had a cane with him, and he'd be knocking on the doors, and anything there. And so that was fun. And every so often he would be talking nicely, as in like telling you about stuff, and then he would pause, and then he would suddenly talk again like that. Like suddenly his pitch would change up higher, and he would then just break out into talking again. But it made you go. I'm supposed to be talking about you later. Don't fall on my back. That's why that's there. That's why that's in the thumbnail. But yeah, the real horror experience after we'd seen the graveyard. After we'd seen the graveyard, I'm talking about spirits now. They're fucking here. So yeah, talking about the graveyard. I was just checking the time. Don't worry about me. I don't want the camera suddenly cut out again. Even though that's not that bad of a thing. I'll just reiterate. But yeah, we got to. So there was this building that we went into, so it didn't matter if it was dark or not, but it took you underneath the streets of Edinburgh, which was very claustrophobic, and you know, it was hot, and there was about, what, I'd say 20 to 30 people there on the tour with us, and you know, body heat, and the fact that there was no windows, and it was all very sweaty, and obviously there was a few spooky things laid out and detailed. You know, my mum actually took a picture of a place where he claims there was a lot of supernatural shit going on, and we didn't see that much, but we did see 2 orbs. We believe they're 2 orbs. I haven't got a picture myself of it because that's on her phone or whatever. But yeah, there was, you know what orbs are? They're basically like essences of spirits or ghosts or whatever. So they're like little white blobs. And there was nothing to make a light source down there aside from the odd bit of lighting in the walls and on the ceiling. But it wasn't white light. It was like red or blue or green or whatever. So it was dimly lit still, but you could still see. So there was no white lights. So when we saw 2 orbs, we were like, huh. But that isn't the real spooky story. We went into this room, and it was like, the story was something like a family from another country. I forget where they're from exactly, but that's not the important bit. The important bit was, obviously, this was way back when, so people were believing in witchcraft and all that stuff, so they would assume that these people, because they're talking in tongues they don't understand, they were assuming that they were just a family of witches. It was an entire family. I think it was a mum and a dad and 2 kids. And 2 girls, I believe. Yeah, it was 2 girls. Obviously, in that place, they had been killed, or whatever. I forget how exactly they got killed, or they got hung, or whatever, or burned at the stake. ugly times, us Brits over here. Yeah, and the tour guide said that there could be certain things that happen in that specific room, and it was spooky enough. I think that there was a skeleton in the corner, and it was like fake because, yeah, it looked kind of plasticky. But he's also said that people come down here to give gifts to the children, to the deceased children there, and the wall we came in through a door, and then I'll do it this way. So we came in through this door, and then at the back of the room, which would have been here, there was literally a wall lined. He used a torch and shone it on the wall, and it was lined with there was lots of like spooky looking dolls. You know, the typical horror scene with like some of them had eyes missing or an arm missing, and their clothes had deteriorated and they looked deteriorated and whatever, like, you know, so they looked old, and it was a spooky little sight, but I wasn't that bothered with it. However, I was bothered by one thing, because he said that the children may still have a presence there, obviously because of the gifts and whatever, so that felt genuine, and it felt even more genuine after what I experienced. Time. So we were standing there, and as I've said, it was all this room was not entirely big. I think we all just about crammed in there. The ceiling was literally like this. That's standing up. So if I went, I'd probably break my head open. Because it was arched, I believe. The room was just slightly arched. But yeah, so we couldn't... So it was even hard to get to the side of the room for some people. So it was really cramped. We were just jam-packed in there like sardines. And one of the things that he said that would happen if you felt the presence of the children there is, if you want, you can let your arms go down to your sides and just leave them there. And I did, because I wasn't doing anything else with them, and we were cramped in as it was. So I put my hands down, and one of the things that he would say is, if they were there, you would get a chill on your hand. And that would be them kind of like holding it, so to say. So just it wouldn't be a grip; it would be just a cold feeling. And yeah, you guessed it, I got that sensation in this hand. More specifically, it started off on this finger here, and then it moved over to my thumb and my finger. That was just weird. Okay. I'm not making this up. Why would I make this up? I'm just filtering out more video, and I don't want to make more video, and it's long enough as it is. So yeah, so that was spooky, and I told my mum after we got out, I felt something on these fingers and this thumb specifically. There was a draft, and there was nowhere to get a draft of any description. The place was fucking sealed tight. You know, stone floors, walls, ceiling, the whole thing. And we were all in there getting really hot. But that specific one, these specific fingers and my thumb, were cold. Boo. So, yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Anyway, we'll detract from the spooky stuff because that's to come in next month, in October. So we'll move on to the next day, and the next day entails a bus.
This is us then.
We're getting on a sightseeing tour bus. That's what we're doing. Hello, Mumsy.
Hello, boyo.
Boyo?
Hello, boyo.
Boyo? Who is Boyo?
That's you.
Oh, I'm Boyo.
Boyo Ackie.
Hello, people of the earth. It's me, Boyo Ackie. Look, the headphones designed specifically for the beard. It's very blurry. Adjust, Mr. Camera. Adjust. No, we're still not adjusting. Adjust. Never mind. There's the big wheel we went on.
Yeah.
Here's a little display in the bus, and like it was in the back of the seat, so it was like, because it was a tour guide bus, obviously. Well, you've seen that, but yeah, which we needed because we didn't know where the fuck we were. So that was a joke. But I need to explain that one for some reason. And so obviously you could select different languages or whatever, which was kind of cool. So obviously multilingual up there. So if you get lost and you're not English fundamentally speaking, don't worry, they got you covered. And they gave us a pair of headphones, and we just stuck them in, or I stuck them in, and they were perfect for the beard, as you saw. Here's some more pictures from the bus. And they're not blurry. And then we got to Holyrood Palace, which is the Queen's official residence up in Edinburgh, Scotland.
So we've just been to Holyrood Palace.
Holyrood Palace.
Holyrood Palace.
Or the Palace of Holyrood.
Or the Palace of Holyrood. Couldn't take any pictures of it in there because they wouldn't allow photography, because it's the royal residence of Scotland.
Yeah, for our Queen.
For our Queen when she comes up here. So yeah, very private but very good. Worth a visit, and we've got a little bit of history entangled into it as well, haven't we?
We have indeed.
Yeah. it's not good history, but hey. We were standing where our ancestor was pretty much standing, in the same room. So that was something. Just all around cool experience. I had an audio guide, she didn't.
Because I'm deaf.
Because she's deaf. I'm not, but I'm getting there. And now we're just having a snack, and then we're gonna head where?
Edinburgh Castle.
We're gonna head into. She had a mouthful of food. Edinburgh Castle, which is not a royal residence, and it doesn't look like a castle.
It doesn't?
Okay, it does. It's because when they see our castle, Ruthven Castle, or it's not the typical American idealism of what a castle looks like.
Well, I was up at Barbary once.
Yeah.
And there was a Japanese lady looking for a castle. Of course, it's hill and ditch.
Yeah.
It's that sort of castle.
No. I'm just hoping this has been recording. Oh, good, it has. There's my drink. I'm drinking some iced tea and eating some kettle crisps. They're sweet chilies and sour cream. Mmm.
Yum.
Yum. And you're eating a load of strawberry tarts.
Yummy.
Yummy.
I couldn't take actually any footage. That wasn't a choice. That was just I couldn't, because it's all private and whatever. All the stuff in there is obviously you can't take pictures of or whatever. But what I can tell you is another bit of family history. Ancestry history, not current history. Fuck. So where am I? So I'm not going to give you the full story because Akkie's forgotten because he's dumb. Hi. But yeah, one of our ancestors came here and murdered someone. Murdered him so badly, in fact, that if you go there, you will still be able to see, just as we saw, the fucking blood stain on the floor. Yeah, and we did. I think you mentioned it on. I mentioned it on the video, but we did literally stand where our ancestor would have stood to kill this. I think it was a woman. It was something about jealousy or whatever was going on there. But yeah, they got stabbed. I can make the Detroit Become a Human joke here. 53 stab wounds. But yeah, not how many was it in Detroit Become Human? 28 or something, or 26. It was in the 20s. But this person, our ancestor, had stabbed this other person 53 times. I mean, that takes a lot of hatred to go. Yeah, spit. But yeah, but as you can tell, they probably just bled to death and laid there. And you can. It wasn't like a strong looking mark, but you could still notice it from the floor. It was like a wooden flooring that had been varnished or whatever, but you could still see the stain there of red. It was big. I mean, pretty darn huge on the floor. And so yeah, that was kind of spooky and cool. So yay, we like to kill people back in the day. But I think in the video we said that we've bettered ourselves. Later on down the line, I certainly have. I'm the best human being on the earth. So we are back on the bus now.
Right, we're back on top of the open top bus, and we've got some souvenirs. Tell me what they are.
They're fridge magnets.
They're fridge magnets.
And they're shaped like stamps.
Ooh.
So we have an Edinburgh one.
An Edinburgh one?
And another Edinburgh,
Another
but
Edinburgh
different
one?
view. The first one's of Edinburgh Castle.
Yeah.
The second one, I don't know what it is, but we're going to find out. And the third one is of men in kilts.
Men in kilts.
With bagpipes.
With bagpipes. Which one of you is men in kilts with bagpipes?
And then we have a nice, lovely postcards of Edinburgh Castle.
Yeah.
And we have another lovely postcard, which is a night view of Edinburgh.
Very good night view. That was taken from a helicopter.
And Mrs. Ackie has a lovely view.
I'm being stupid in front of the camera now, but hey, what's new?
Do you want to show him a pink scarf?
Here's a pink scarf that she bought.
I think the receipt just fell on the floor.
The receipt just fell on the floor, but now my foot's under it, so don't worry.
I'm a bit too good at buying myself a present, aren't I?
Yeah, just a bit, but then again I bought myself a present, but I'll be showing that on the armchair.
You will.
Oh yeah, we accidentally got off on the wrong stop when we were getting there, so
Yeah, that
we've
was my fault.
already been on this bit. Yeah, I literally told her this is the stop for the castle, and she's like, nope. So we ended up having to go around here, and then the bus came back, luckily. But this is where are we heading to? It's where
Edinburgh Castle.
no, I mean around here.
Oh, around here, I don't know.
You know, for the moon landing and whatever. What's it called?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
I'll probably take a picture of it because
Something there?
this bus doesn't move very fast.
This troublemaker here is what he was referring to, by the way. What I got in the palace, obviously, had to get it, and it fits my head perfectly. Anyway, you go back up there. Stay there. Here's some more, what does it say, bad pics. And we passed by on the tour bus a space place. Obviously they were talking about the moon landing and all that shit, because that's been the year of the anniversary or something. Don't forget which one. But yeah, hang on. 50 years ago, yeah, we landed on the fucking moon. Can you believe it? Then we move on to Edinburgh Castle. It's not a palace. But this one actually probably fits more better description of a castle, at least to the American viewers. So here's Edinburgh Castle. I think I took some pics of the front of it. This was up way on top of a hill. I think it's actually on a volcano that's no longer active, so that's kind of cool. Luckily it's no longer active, otherwise the castle wouldn't be there. But that's been there for years, and I think benefited a lot of people. So yeah. Here's some pics, yeah, and footage of I believe it's the skyline. So the view you get from up in that castle is amazing. Have a look. And here's a cannon. Here's me riding a cannon. I thought I'd just take a picture of this because I just found the name funny, don't you? Here's me looking into an artillery cannon or a gun or whatever you want to call it, and a nice man on a horse as a statue, and then we went. There's a prison in the castle, and here's where they probably slept, with some beds and some bunkers or some like hammocks and some more beds for you. And here's we got Fat Ass Toad, but his fat ass cannon, which probably can fire Fat Ass Toad in quite a distance. So there's a picture of that, and yeah. So there you go. And if I haven't put them in already, here's the front of the castle. But I think I put them in already, so we'll shut up. And then we went. We just got sidetracked when we left, and we found a place because something was happening around there. I forget what the event was called, but yeah, obviously a lot of roads were blocked off. So we got distracted and went to a place full of illusions. And I had to have a picture of this taken. Akkie's next for dinner. And speaking of dinner, we went to a place. It's one of the first places I actually came across when we went to Edinburgh. And I'm like, we gotta go there. Namely because, I'll show pictures or whatever, but it's literally, I'm gonna call it, it was called Dr. Cheese. But it's literally a burger with quote unquote Dr. Pepper sauce. Don't believe me, I got proof. In very bad pictures and whatever. But here's a picture of the burger as well. So there it is. There's the Dr. Pepper burger. Because I've never seen a burger with quote unquote Dr. Pepper sauce. So that definitely attracted me. And it did, and for those of you who know, it did taste different. Not necessarily like a Dr. Pepper, because probably you guys are saying, ew, that's disgusting. That probably didn't go well, but it was very nice to eat, so well worth it. Definitely a different tasting burger, but not a horrible tasting burger. It was rather nice.
Signature Dr. Pepper sauce.
And finally, we're heading home. It says here, so I'm assuming that's where we got in the video.
The train and we're heading home. Yay! Well, not yay, but yay. Yay question mark.
Here's some more pics from the train. They're rather boring, sorry about that. And for, how much time we got? Okay, for a little bonus here, thank you for surviving until the end. I'm feeling better already with my illness. I think it's because I've been trying to refrain not from talking, and so the throat's just going, please use me every day, why not today? So yeah, I've cured myself by making this video. But yeah, a little bonus here, later on in the month, near the end of August, because we went at the start, this near the end, we went to a Comic-Con. And I got some things. I may as well show you. That's not one of them. And neither is this glass of water. But I got some fridge magnets. Here's a picture of them on my fridge. They're Star Wars and Star Trek, and I think it's a Borg cube, and yeah, cool stuff. I'm a nerd. I was nerding out there. Because I haven't been to a lot of Comic Cons. That was probably the second convention I've ever been to. Another one that I went to was in London, and that was more focused on anime. And Mike Pollock was there, the voice of Dr. Eggman. And I dressed up as Professor Layton. But not for this. I didn't dress up for anything for this, because I didn't think anyone would be dressed up. I'm stupid. No, I didn't think that. I didn't have anything good, and I knew that when people go there to dress up, they fucking go all out. And we saw, and speaking of which, here's a picture of me with Darth Vader. And here's a picture of some stormtroopers. And when I asked they were a bit separate from each other, and then I said to one of them, "Can I take a picture with you?" and the other one, and he literally said in a stormtrooper voice, "Yeah, sure." And then waved him over, and then I took the picture. And what else did I get? Yeah, there was someone wearing a giant Pikachu outfit, which I wasn't interested in, but it got in the way a few times. So it was kind of hard not to notice this big yellow thing walking around. And there was a few other things. I think there was just way too. There was a lot of Chewbaccas around there, and they all made the noises too. And I was like, and there was a really tall guy that was walking around as well, and he was like towering over me. I'm like, don't kill me. Yeah, I've also got this, which is very handy. It's a fog watch, so it's just a watch fundamentally, and it opens up like that. But look at the design on it. Can you recognize that? It's of course Zelda. And when you open it up, I could have had the standard face, but I decided to go. I had to have a link in there. Can you see that? I don't know. Yeah. So I got that, and that goes around my neck. Like so. Also, you probably saw this in the thumbnail for the Horror Month info, but yeah, I got a Friday mask. So yeah, I got that. Hi. And I got something else over here. I don't know why I got this, but I thought it would be funny. We got it's this, and he goes. It was second hand, I believe, because one of the buttons is supposed to make him talk, and it hardly works. I can't make it work, but I can make him do this. Oh, he does stop. So yeah. So there you go. Video's over. It's alright. So yeah, I go to Edinburgh. It's fun. We had a lot of fun there. I didn't obviously get everything down here in the video because we would have been here until tomorrow. But we did lots of other things that were fun as well. But not worth mentioning, I suppose. Just having a holiday. You ever heard of one of them where you have a break and have lots of Kit Kats? No? Okay. So yeah, I'll just wrap the video up because I've probably been, even though this is a Chatty Ackie episode and I like to chat a lot, I think I will wrap it up. But as I said, next time Chatty Ackie, I know it's been a while since I made a video, but I've been trying to make 2 videos together. This one, getting all the notes down, and I'm trying to make my top 20 favourite video games of all time. That'll probably come out, I'm planning now for a December kind of time, maybe for the new year or for Christmas. Depends on how much I get done of it, but hopefully it'll most likely get done by then. But yeah, I'm planning to make 2 Chatty Ackie episodes over October covering some spooky things. So look out for those. But yeah, I'm going to thank you all for watching. Hope you learned a thing or two about not only my family history, but Scottish history, a little bit of Scottish history there, and some very nice architecture, which I'm sure Americans are very amused by because your history doesn't go that far back. So you got to see some very old buildings and some cool shit, and I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, with that being said, I'll see you however and whenever. Good day and goodbye, and I'm going to go and rest my throat again, and I've got more recording to do later on today, so, but you won't see that until Horror Month. And the camera's about to cut out anyway, so it's a perfect time to just leave. But yeah, Edinburgh's a fun place, well worth the trip, even if you live as far away from me, or if you live in another continent. Go there, there's lots of history and lots of fun. So yeah, right, now I'm going. Okay, bye. Thanks, me. No, just to take that again. That was really stupid. What the fuck was that? I wasn't even supposed to say that. I was going. However, we do have. Let's just get that bit of snot on my leg. I'm being disgusted. Probably cut that bit out.